Think Hollywood is raking it in at the box office? Think again. The real money isn't just in movie tickets. It's in toys, theme parks, streaming data, and international markets. So how does Hollywood really make its billions? And why is that changing faster than ever before? Well, let's pull back the curtain. Box office numbers grab headlines, but they're only part of this story. While a blockbuster like Avengers Endgame brought in over $2.7 billion globally, a huge chunk, maybe up to 50% or more, goes to theaters and distributors, not to mention advertising. According to The Hollywood Reporter, studios might only keep about 40% of international ticket sales. And here's the kicker. Theatrical runs are often just advertising for the real revenue generators. Enter the merch multiverse. In 2019, Frozen 2 made almost $1.5 billion at the box office, but Disney earned nearly double that from merchandise. According to Statista, Disney rakes in over $50 billion per year from consumer products alone. That includes lunchboxes, backpacks, pajamas, you name it. As you can imagine by the apparel you might be wearing right now and the toys you have on your shelf, the Star Wars franchise has made more money in merchandise than in ticket sales. Licensing and branding are king, but it doesn't end with merchandise. With the rise of Netflix at the start of the century, the streaming game changed everything. And over the last 15 years, they have honed the best way to make their money. Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus aren't just competing for viewers, they're mining data. While subscriber fees are a solid revenue, the real power is in knowing what people watch, when, and why. Netflix famously greenlit House of Cards based on data showing high engagement with political thrillers with Kevin Spacey and David Fincher. That's not a hunch, that's algorithmic storytelling. Maybe this flew under your radar. In 2022, Amazon bought MGM Studios for $8.45 billion, not just for James Bond, but for content libraries to feed their Prime ecosystem. That's vertical integration in action. This data is used to create more content in order to entice more subscribers. Yeah, of course. But they also use this data to offer products and services that the person may want based on their viewing preferences. This data and sales game makes billions in revenue. But hey, the people making money aren't going to be content with just American dollars. Hollywood now designs blockbusters with global appeal. China alone represents nearly 40% of the global box office. Ever wonder why there's a random kung fu scene or a Chinese scientist saving the day? That's not an accident. It's marketing engineering. A great example is Transformers: Age of Extinction. It earned more in China than in the US by millions. It's not the only one. Overseas is so popular that studios now cut alternative versions of films for different regions for better engagement in those countries and, in some cases, to get around laws governing the message. But what has the most legs? The things everybody both loves and wishes there were more of, but at the same time hates and wishes there were less of too. It's the biggest vice of the film industry, and what studios kill most of their creative and unique projects to make room on the schedule for. You guessed it, franchises. Franchises are now the ecosystem. A successful film launches a theme park ride, a streaming spin-off, a video game, and maybe even a Broadway show. I mean, look at the wizarding world of Harry Potter. It turned a book into an empire worth over $25 billion. Studios don't want movies. They want universes they can capitalize on. The real value is long-term fan engagement and cross-platform monetization. Remember, the movie only makes a sliver of what merchandise will. There are plenty of Best Picture films that make laughably little compared to a fourth installation of Disney's Zombies franchise. Unfortunately, that is why movies today have so many duds and repeats of tentpoles. Studios are only swinging for the fences. Only smaller studios like A24 have been consistently making creative and unique films that push cinema forward. They're rewarded for it in Oscars, but at the same time are still one of the smaller studios despite their streak of wins. But the model is shifting, With streaming wars causing billions in losses, and the 2023 Writers Guild and SAG strikes spotlighting unfair pay structures, cracks are showing. Warner Bros. Discovery shelved entire finished films like Batgirl for tax write-offs. Netflix is experimenting with ads, and the infinite content model just is not going to be sustainable. A Variety article from just last year explains that studios are now reassessing what success looks like. It's no longer just subscribers or box office, it's engagement, efficiency, and profitability across platforms. So how does Hollywood really make its money? The answer is every way it possibly can. But the industry's transformation is just beginning. Tomorrow's movie moguls aren't chasing Oscars. They're building IP empires, collecting user data, and optimizing for global reach. Now hit that like button if you learned something new, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes insights while we pull focus on the stuff they don't teach you in film school. Now grab some more coffee and watch another film now, because you know, you can always sleep later. We'll see you then.